Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Rakhil Nur Filhak and I'm from IPSE 2018. Here in this video, we want to learn about the differences between compounds and mixtures. Have you ever heard about compound or mixture? Here we have some material that are juice, seawater, and milk. Do you know what juice, milk, and seawater are made of? What ingredient of that we need to make some juice? Here we can see in the glass of juice that have some fruit and some water. So juice is made up from some fruit and water. How about seawater? Have you drink it accidentally? The taste of seawater is very salty, right? It is because seawater it contains um, some salt and minerals, and for milk it consists of water, protein, and fat. And then we have salt, sugar, and water. How about water, sugar, and salt? Do you know what water, sugar, and salt are made of? Let's see on the bottle that have the letter. Do you know the means of H2O? It means water. So the water is made of hydrogen and oxygen. Let's compare the water and seawater. Mm, they are both is made of two or more material, right? But water is a compound and seawater is a mixture. So why they are the different way? Why that letter it means? So let's see the definition of compound and mixture. Compounds are formed by two or more elements combined chemically, while the mixture are formed when two or more elements or compound combine physically. So as we know that a water is made of made of hydrogen and oxygen, and when hydrogen and oxygen is combined chemically, they make a chemical bond, while the seawater while the mixture uh, is combined together, it's just mix it, not make a chemical bond. Next is type of compound and mixture. For the compound, as we know, they make a chemical bonding. The chemical bond is formed electron. They have two type of bonding that are covalent and ionic bond. For the covalent bond, the electron is sharing, while for the ionic bond, the electron is transfer. For the mixture, the type of mixture is homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. For the heterogeneous mixture, particles distribute non-uniformly, like cereal in milk and ice in soda. We still can see the how the particle is mixed. Like we still can see the difference between cereal and milk when they become a mixture. For the heterogeneous mixture, the particle distribute uniformly, like air and rain. So, for the air, we if we see the air, it's like just one particle, right? But in the air, it's so many element or compound, and combine become mixture. Like in the air we have oxygen, we have nitrogen, and we have carbon dioxide, and they mix together become the air. For representation of compound and mixture, for the compound is represented using chemical formula, but mixture cannot be represented by using formula. Like, see, we have a water, and the representation of water is H2O, but the representation of seawater by using formula it's not have cannot be represented by using chemical formula. It's just a seawater. For the composition of compound and mixture. For the compound, the chemical composition of compound is always fixed ratio. Like for like the water is consists always consists of two hydrogen and one oxygen. But in mixture is depend on composition of each material. Like if we make a cup of tea, uh, we mix the water, tea, and salt, sugar. And if we want to make tea is more sweetness, we can add more sugar, and the composition is depend on each material. For the properties of compound and mixture. For the compound, the properties of compound are peculiar to itself, and compound lose their original properties. If hydrogen and oxygen combine chemically and become a water, the water is lose their original properties. The water is lose hydrogen and oxygen because hydrogen and oxygen is gas, and a water is a aqueous, so liquid. But on the mixture, the constituents of mixture do not lose their properties, and the properties of mixture are generally the sum of the properties. Like if we make a cup of coffee, the the original we still get the original properties. We not lose the original properties. Like in this cup of coffee, we still have sugar, we still have water, and we still have coffee. For the new substance, a for the compound, when two or more elements are chemically combined, they together form a new substance. Like we have a sodium as a solid, and chlorine is a gas, and becomes salt is a solid. It make a new substance, but in the mixture, no new substance are formed. We have this. We have a glass of tea, and then it still have sugar, and it still have tea, and it still have water. They do not make a new substance. For the separation of compound, it's quite hard to separate. Uh, the compound can only separate by either chemical or electrochemical method. If we want to separate the water, we can separate it by using electrolysis, and we can separate the water, become oxygen and hydrogen. But on a mixture, it is more easier to separate. Mixture can be separated by physical separation, like a filtration and evaporation. If we have a mixture solution and we want to separate it, we can separate it by filtration and evaporation. For the melting and boiling point in compound, the boiling point and melting point is always defined. Like a boiling point of water is always 100 degree, and for the melting point of water is always 0 degrees Celsius. While the mixture, the melting point and boiling point are not fixed. It depends on the composition. Okay, next is the quiz time, and we have a link here. And then the step to do the quiz. First is go to the link and then click preview, and then there are 10 questions, and each time for the question is 10 seconds. And then let's start it and enjoy the quiz. Okay, thank you for your attention. I'm sorry for any mistake. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.